I mean,
did they tell you why?
No,
Uh-huh.
not
Okay.
no. She is fighting us for the house, for more money.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I'm the one that wanted to say.
Yeah. So he's here with me.
Good.
The whole thing is you know, whenever COVID hit, he's an electrician, so he went 2.5 years without a job. We asked to modify the child support. And
how did you ask him? How did you ask him?
So we filled out the paperwork and submitted it to the child support.
No, I got that. I mean, what was the heading? What was the reasoning?
Oh, because he had lost his, income during COVID.
Okay, the courts don't recognize he lost his job due to COVID. Understand this, right? Courts are it's called the court system. Court system has its own language. General Motors made a new Corvette where they encrypted the computer so you can't talk to it outside of General Motors. When you go to court, you got to talk court talk. So what you should have said was due to a drastic change of circumstances. Anything other than that, you'll be at their mercy. So that's why they didn't give you what you wanted. They knew COVID was going on. They knew all that. But the problem is, an attorney is not going to tell you. Maybe they will. I'm going to tell who I'm kidding towards them not telling you. But whenever you deal with the courts, everything is based on terminology, nothing else. That's why people think they need attorneys. You don't need attorneys. You just know court. You need to know what to ask for. That's all you need to ask for. And don't say anything else. Court system is the one system where less talking is best. So go ahead, what you were saying. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, she's like basically his ex-wife and her lawyer, they left during mediation because I don't know why, to be honest with you.
Because I had asked them if she wanted to go half on the child support. I get them 1 week and then she gets them 1 week and nobody pays child support. So what they did, her and her lawyer closed the laptop and just walked out. They didn't even say nothing. They didn't tell nobody. They did not do anything like that.
And were you guys doing a Zoom or was that actual court?
No, we were through Zoom with the mediator, and the mediator was really upset, and he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and notate this. There's no reason why basically he made it seem like he was on his side, which was good, right? But then now the lawyer's asking us for $10,000 because we have to go to trial and basically fight her for it, and we don't have that money.
Okay, who's asking you for $10,000?
Our lawyer.
And she's doing what? She's
not really doing much.
She's not doing nothing at all.
Okay.
That's his child support.
Okay, yeah.
It went up,
Yeah, no, I know. And I don't know you, but yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. When you understand the perspective and narrative of an attorney, the term attorney means to turn over. So their job is to turn you over to the courts. So it's a trick game. You think they're hiring you. You think you're hiring them, for service, for a need, and that's not what's going on. They will undermine you. As I said in my video, you cannot ask a family court attorney, what's your win record? You can ask a prosecutor what's their win record. Out of how many cases, what do you win? Oh, I'm XYZ. You see the picture law-abiding citizen with Jamie Foxx?
Mm-hmm.
And what was Jamie Foxx as an attorney? What was his main thing? He was worried about his win percentage. So he took the deal. And then he kept telling Clyde, I think his name was, look, it's not what you can prove. It's not what you know. It's what you can prove. And then he was just crying. But where's that in a family court situation? Where's that narrative? It's always a bunch of nonsense. And no offense, but you buy into it because you did not yet get a good feel of the terrain, right? So you go along with it. And then after a while, or like with me, it was after the first time, you instantly start realizing that something is wrong.
Right.
All right. So your attorney is asking for $10 in order to represent you in your next hearing, or saying that you have a $10 balance owed.
No, it's $10,000. $10,000.
Yeah, that's what I said. $10,000. So it's 10.
Yeah.
Okay,
to represent him in trial, but Since he's the one that submitted the request, can we just cancel this, or do we have to go forward with it?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Since we're the ones who submitted the modification, can we just cancel it? Because
because it's not benefiting me. It's actually I'm screwing myself because the child support is going up.
Well, why is the child support going up? But I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna ask you. Go ahead.
So at the beginning, they asked us to provide his 2 years tax returns. I submitted all of that. Well, we didn't go to court for 2 years.
Who asked you for that? I'm sorry, who asked you for that?
The child support court.
Did they ask you for it, or did they subpoena you for it?
No, they asked us for
Got you. Next time, subpoenas only. Everything subpoena. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so basically, now on our court date, they emailed me and they were like, hey, bring Steven's last 3 paycheck stubs. And we did, and they were basically basing it off of his last 3 check stubs. So that's where I'm confused. Kind of like we're barely trying to get back up on our feet, trying to get going, and now they're upping his child support.
So what's the current amount of child support now?
$1,385, and they were upping it to $1,500. Nothing was decided.
How many kids?
3. And that's another thing. She submitted, the request to where when his daughter turns 18 in December, for them not to modify the child support to 2 kids, to keep it the same.
So where am I calling? Where do you guys live?
Texas.
Wow, I love Texas. God damn, I spent 2 tours in Texas. This normally sounds like a California situation. When you say $1,500, that's California child support prices. All right, so I heard COVID and I heard back on my feet. So off your feet, you were unemployed due to COVID, right?
Correct.
Who do you work for?
Living off of my income.
Who do you work for?
I work for North Star. I'm a construction worker.
And what's the deal with the pay stubs? Did you send them and they showed overtime or what? What's the deal with that?
Well, he did ask me if I'm working overtime, and he just kept on asking me. I said, no, sir, there's no overtime. He was like, are you sure?
Who kept asking you that?
The mediator.
Okay. So let us be clear. If you don't get nothing out of this $50, don't ever go to a mediator again. Ever. They're not worth it.
So if we wouldn't have showed up to court, wouldn't they have given her what she wanted, though?
Oh yeah, but I'm just telling you now. I don't strike nobody for what they did in the past. Yeah, just understand that. So when is your next court date?
We don't know. They closed their laptop, and our lawyer is asking for the money to proceed with trial. That's why we want to know, can we just drop it?
Yeah, of course you can. You petitioned the court for the hearing, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you can drop it. Just withdraw it, right? And so there's 2 ways. Okay, so let me, I don't know if you've seen the video, but I'll tell you again. If just maybe you'll say, yeah, I seen it. So here's the deal. What's the best example I can give? Okay, so a Tesla. Let's take a Tesla car. Tesla car don't have direct steering. It's a box with wires to the wheels. Older cars had direct to the wheels, meaning when you turned it, you felt linkages moving, you felt all this stuff. If one day the steering box decide to break down, when you turn your wheel, it's not going to turn because the box broke. So the car with the direct steering is direct. It's going to obey the command, and you're going to get the response to the front wheels. That's the same analogy with a hearing officer. You're trying to go to court to resolve an issue, but instead of it going directly to the judge, it's going through to that little box. And the box breaks down, but you're turning the wheel, aka you're talking to the hearing officer, and nothing is happening. The hearing officers kind of like, they got this beat their chest narrative, all of them. And the beat their chest narrative is, I get the power like a judge. And then, like, I'm working with a client out of California, and I used to, like I said, I was stationed. I did 2 tours in Texas, and there was Jack in the Box in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy got his child support assessed at working at Jack in the Box, where he made $7,700 a month. I said, what? So what we do is we start breaking them down easy. We send an investigation letter out to the judge. Hey, how you doing, Judge? Chris Smith, League of Dads, National Fathers League. Hey, listen, Slick, you came up on my radar. You came up on my radar because you signed off on an order where our member was assessed at making $7,700 a month. We would just like for you to forward that information to us and tell us where you got it from, because here's what I'm gonna bet you what's going on. You have a bunch of people around you in favor of your Title 4D, and they're just throwing stuff at you, and you signed off on it. However, Your Honor, that is against his constitutional rights. But you signed off on it. But I tell you what, we're fair. We're going to give you a chance to right the wrong. Or do we got to go through the nonsense of putting a hearing in just so you can act like you're not going to do it? You can play this dumb game. But as long as there's wrong, Your Honor, because he never worked at Jack in the Box, never even been to Kentucky, but that's where you assessed his child support, from a workplace establishment in Kentucky. And I'm here to tell you, at 54 years old, I've never in my life seen nobody make $7,700 working at Jack in the Box. It's just not happening. And the guy is 23 years old. So it's not like he's 50 years old and he's a district manager for Jack in the Box. You know what I mean? So when we talk about all these things, this is only possible. See, you cannot say nothing to a hearing officer. They instantly have immunity. They're under no wrong, only the judge. So you go ahead and, like you said, do we withdraw? Yes, you do.
Okay.
In addition to that, you tell them from this point on, I would like this matter to go before a judge. No more talking to a hearing officer.
Is that the trial?
Everything. Yeah, you'll go to trial. Nothing. You let them sort it out. Don't ever, because you want to be able to tell a judge, this is what's going on, and you watch that judge's brain do the calculation. You don't want to give it to somebody and then let them sit down there and I gotta go pick my kid up, and now it's just an afterthought, and then they sit down and now they done forgot the moment or the momentum of the conversation. They just look and see something and now they winging it. However, when you're in there in court in front of a judge, you're watching that judge, the momentum, the mood, the moment, everything is right there. And that judge have to make a decision right there. And that's what it gets down to. So don't ever, there's no recourse when you deal with the hearing officer. And so let's go back to something now. Your job. How long you been working at this job? A year or so?
No, I just probably started this job in February
Of this year?
of this year.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And basically, she said that if he went, that the judge, once he go to trial, the judge can still base it off of, even if he didn't have a job right now, he could base it off of potential income that he can make.
Correct.
Who said that?
The lawyer.
Whose lawyer?
Our lawyer.
Got you.
My lawyer.
Okay. Why are they always telling you the wrong stuff?
I don't know. My lawyer. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like my lawyer is working with me.
You feel
I have no idea.
Your feelings are correct. So are you licensed?
No, I am not licensed. And that's another thing too. She actually threatened me, talking about, if you want to fire me, you can fire me. She actually threatened me like that.
Okay. So let me help you understand something.
Please.
Here's how this works. Your attorney is a coward.
She. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I say your attorney. And when they tell you things like, I could assess your income, that's what she told you? No, not when you don't have a license.
And And I was thinking that in the back of my head, because there's no way they could have me make that much money. They cannot make me have that money. I'm not licensed.
So
not just that. This whole week he hasn't even worked. He's been rained out.
Okay, so let me give you, because what I like to tell individuals is after 20 years of doing this, so let me give you an understanding with me. I am retired military. I get $3,700 a month. At the time when I was going through this, I was getting $3,700 a month. I had 2 rental income properties. I had a hot dog truck, and I was flipping cars. My child support was $259 a month.
Wow.
A month. And it was $259 a month because I went to court and I wrote down what I made on a piece of paper. And the judge said, "You are obligated to tell me how much you make." I said, "Due to the Smith's family code of discretion, we do not tell anybody our business." The judge didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
How could you ask for something that you don't even know exists? In addition to that, you just said you didn't work at all, right?
At all.
Okay. So you get paid weekly, yes?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. So when they say to you, this is just all facts. When they say to you, bring your pay stubs to court, what do you take them?
My pay stubs.
Yeah, so there's a trick coming if I'm asking you this, right? Okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you got any cash on you?
I mean, in the bank account. No,
let's just say you had $10 on you. Who do that $10 belong to?
To me?
No, it belongs to the government. It's a government note. You're in possession of it and you own the worth, but it's a government note. Your pay stub, who does it belong to?
Is it the government?
Nah. It's yours.
No.
It's yours. So if I want to take my pay stub and put it through a Word document and say, $3,500 this week. Let me see.
Okay,
let me take that down to $389. It's yours. There is no if you try to duplicate that $10 note in your pocket, you'll have a date with the Secret Service. If you duplicate your pay stub, it's yours. There's no law against your pay stub. Modification to your pay stub.
Right.
There are none. So what I'm saying to you is that a lot of individuals have come to us and got a full understanding as to the playground, which is called family court, which is a playground that is losable to the person that brings the most honesty. It's weird. Honesty works in life. Morals and everything works in life, but it doesn't work in family court. It's all illusion. It's all what you know, when to execute, when to say, oh, that's what you want? Okay. If I was to be put on child support today, I would create a lemonade stand. This is what I would do. I would create a lemonade stand. And I would put on it lemonade, 8-ounce cups of the world's finest lemonade, $250. I'll take a picture of it. And they'll say, what's your income? I'll show them a picture of my lemonade stand. That's my business right there, Your Honor. I ain't making no money. People say I charge too much.
Got it. That makes sense.
Of course it does, because they're asking you for your money. And we are used to the traditional act of, this is why you know this, but you're not applying it. This is why they say you have a right to remain silent. Anything you see can and will be held against you. So you remain silent. This is why they say, I plead the Fifth Amendment on the grounds I may incriminate myself. You know that, you're just not applying it. So you're remaining silent. So you go into court not realizing, not applying all these narratives to what's going on, and you just going in it to try and save face. Oh, let me do that. And you're getting killed for it. It's not worth it under no circumstances. So if you hadn't worked because it's raining, Yeah, go. First thing you do when you get off the phone with me, go on and pull that thing out. Send your attorney a letter and say, yeah, it was nice knowing you. Yeah, do me a favor, take your shoes off and go kick some rocks. Take your shoes off first. I want really want those toes to bleed. I really want you to bust your shit. Excuse my French. I do. Tell him to do that.
Okay.
It was nice knowing you. And when it comes to your situation, the pay stubs that has the least amount, to the best of your knowledge, that's what you send them. You do whatever, you do some modification to it, and you live your life. One thing that I tell people, more than I tell anybody when you're going through this nonsense, I don't know if you heard me say it, but when you got a new wife, you got it made. Don't sit down there and go through the old nonsense and bring the new wife in on old nonsense. So you got your sunshine when you go home. Get a P.O. box. Start telling them that's my P.O. box. Start getting this nonsense away from you. Don't ever go to your mailbox and see domestic relations or circuit court 526 coming to your house. Start creating distance between what they know about you and your place of rest. You don't ever want your wife to call you up, baby, there's some police at the door and they want to take you because of this nonsense. Start changing. Don't let convenience. Oh, I don't want to do all that. I'll give you an example. I'm working with a guy down there in Texas right now, in Dallas. Now, I told this guy, he's a classic non-listener. But no offense, but most guys are. It's better that you call me with a wife and a woman, because I know your woman in a week now, she's going to say, that ain't what he said. That's what women do.
That's right.
Yeah, guys don't do that. No, but so here we go. I told this guy, I told him, he hired me, did an assessment. Yeah, we own a house, blah, blah. His marriage now, still going through a divorce. Yeah, we a property involved? Yeah, property involved. How much is the property? $400,000 balance left on a mortgage. Wow. I say, okay. What's the house worth? House worth $650,000. I said, are you serious right now? Yeah. So who's in the house? I'm in the house. She left. Okay. I said, here's what you need to do. You can go ahead and put a lien on that additional $250,000 equity in the house. What? I said, yeah, you can put a lien on it. How do I do that? Create a company and put a lien on it. It's yours. What do you mean? You ain't got to ask nobody. It's yours. Put a lien on your house, right? 2 months later, he didn't do it. He goes to court and they say, we want you to sell the house. We're going to appoint you a realtor. We're going to appoint a realtor. We're going to appoint all the assessment, everything today. And I said, yeah, oh, well, wow, good, man. That's why we did oh, you didn't do it. Oh, God. I just want to be honest. When he said, I just want to be honest, it was like somebody hit me with a Mack truck. It's like, I didn't even hear the thing before they hit something. They always seem to hit the horn before they crash. Right. I didn't even hear the horn. I just felt the boom. I said, are you freaking kidding me? Did you not hear what I said to you? I told you 2 months ago this was going to happen. This is what they do. This is protocol anal cavity 101. They're going to get you. What are you doing? I just want to be honest. Okay, go ahead with your honesty. So just know, when it comes to all of this stuff, separate yourself from it, number one. Number two, your pay stubs, the ones you keep 3. And and by the way, when they ask you for 2 years W-2s, right? You said that?
Yeah. Right.
What did that show? What did that reveal?
It revealed that he didn't make no money.
Yeah.
And they wasn't having that.
Like that's $10,000.
Right, they didn't want to take that. So,
yeah, of course they did.
Okay.
Of course they did.
Let me see your check stub. Let me see what you're making now. And so they ran with that. What I'm making now.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. How old are you?
I am 40 years old.
You ever hurt yourself? Hit your knee, broke your toe, or anything?
Yes.
You ever wake up one day and just happen to still feel the pain? Oh gosh, did this when I was a kid. You ever?
Right.
If not, give it time. I'm 54. So all you have to do, go to the doctors and say, Doc, you may not believe this, but I've sprained my ankle playing hopscotch with my sister, playing jump rope with my sister when I was a little kid. You know, don't look at me like that way today. I'm a full man. I was just playing with my sister. But for some strange reason, Doc, some mornings I get up and I step out of the bed and I fall down because my ankle is killing me. And then the doctor says, okay, go to a doctor's office and do this. You don't go to an ER, you go to a doctor's. You're driving down the street, you see private practices of Dr. Okey Doke. You say, oh man, Dr. Okey Doke sounds like a great guy. You go to Dr. Okey Doke and say, Doc, can I set an appointment? Do you have health insurance? Always say no, pay him out your pocket. Pay out your pocket, you just get to talk to him more. Now, just pay attention to what I'm about to say because it's worth it. You go to the doctor. The doctor say, well, I'm going to give you some mild muscle relaxers, whatever, right? Because you got that muscle relaxer, that now categorizes you back to, say it with me, drastic change of circumstances.
Drastic change of circumstances.
I love you already. So what happens? Now you got a drastic change of circumstances because your ankle hurt. Doctor said you're hurting yourself. And then you go and you say, well, I know I gave you those pay stubs last week and I was making $1 million a week. Yep, I know that, but got us a problem. That was yesterday. Today, just like yesterday when you wasn't making no money, now today you are. So you hit them with it yesterday and today. So everything that they do, you take heed to it and say, oh man, y'all doing that yesterday, today stuff? Oh man, okay, well let me hit you off with it yesterday, today. How you like me now?
Yes.
And you go to that doctor, and the doctor, you may have to go twice. I tell individuals, Dr. Stephen Belt is a doctor that I use, South Orange, he was in West Orange. He was at 51, you can Google him. He was at 51 Westfield Ave. 51 Westfield Avenue in West Orange, New Jersey. Then he moved down to South Jersey. That was my doctor. And every time I had an issue, and that was my backup plan. And when I finally went down there and said, you know what, I'm tired of child support, I went down there and took them a prescription that Dr. Stephen Belt wrote on a blue prescription tab and said, out of work to further notice. And the judge said, well, you will let us know when you go back to work. I said, no, I'm not going to let you know. No, not doing that. My medical issue is my business. Called the HEPA laws. I'm not telling you nothing, but just know I'm not working. You know that, and that's the thing, because like I said in my video today, they are selling intimidation, and no offense to you, even I was buying. I was even paying full price for it. I was like, they was trying to give it to me on sale, and I was like, no, I want to pay full price. No, double up, man. I'm so intimidated. Now I'm not. Now I go in there and just laugh at all their moves, words, the feeling of the courtroom. I just laugh at hearing officers. I had cursed out a hearing officer the last time I was in there to ask her who the F was she thinks she's talking to. I'm talking to you. You come in here being real disrespectful. I said, I'm being disrespectful because I see Esquire in front of your name. I don't respect Esquires. I don't. I don't. I said, well, I only respect judges because those are the guys that I can get in trouble. No, the bailing officer, the bailiff, come on, we go see the judge. That's who I want to go see. I want to go talk to the judge. I don't want to talk to you. You mean nothing to me. Really. If I needed a butt wiper for my dog, I'd hire you. But other than that, you mean nothing to me. So when you know these little things, narratives, backdoors, whatever you want to call them, you'll be okay. But what it gets down to is, when you're in the child support arena, you must always have an out. Right now, you don't have an out. You're playing that game at full pace. You want to go the whole 9 innings on a broken arm, knowing you got to be at bat at least 27 times. No, get out of that game. Stop playing that game. It's an easy game to stop playing. Trust me. It's an easy game to stop playing. And everything they give you, everything they ask you for, you give them. Act like you're in full participation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get that dismissal?
Just tell them you withdraw. You want to withdraw. Say, listen, we filed something. Just remember the date it was filed. Say we want to withdraw that. Got a question. Wifey, what do you do? I'm sorry, I forgot your name. What do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant.
For a company or 1099?
For a company, yes.
Uh-huh. How long you been doing that?
For 15 years.
Uh-huh. Did they ask you for any of your information?
No.
Uh-huh. They will. They will. Just take heed to that, okay? They will. They'll listen, when they get desperate, that's what they do. That's what they do. And just understand, I'm gonna just tell you this. I don't want to say this and it jinx you. What I mean by that is, if you get a PO box, wife get PO box. If y'all just have two different addresses, one use a PO box and one use an actual address, it will say that y'all don't live together. The only reason why, what people don't understand, is why they add and use the wife's information is because that's the income coming into the home. All you have to do is simply say, I don't live there anymore. Simple.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just protect your self-insurance more than anything.
Right. I understand. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then we can submit that withdrawal, fire our lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
and if she takes him back to the modification, then we can just modify his paycheck stub when they ask for the 3 check stubs.
Yep, and the way we do it the way we do it is like this. We don't take nothing. We modify it, email it to ourselves, create a whatever, Coca-Cola payroll at gmail.com, email it to us, and then when they say bring it, we show them in the phone. You never get a copy. You never get this. You never get examined. Nothing. You looking at it from a phone. Never do that.
Okay.
Never do that. So, what does the other party do? What does she do for a living?
She's a teacher.
Remarried or no?
She gets government assistance too. I mean, I don't know if that.
You mean welfare?
Yes.
Holy shit, dirt! Wow. How is that? She getting it?
I have no clue.
She getting it?
I have no clue.
She getting it for your kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's getting it for my kids.
Yeah, you might want to ask that question. Why are you paying child support and how many kids you have with her?
3.
3. You did
And
say.
my older daughter, she's working at the time. I mean, I don't know if that.
She's working now?
She's working right now. Yes.
Yeah. She's ineligible for child support when she's working.
That's what I figured. I mean.
Your figures are correct.
But she goes to school. Oh, she's finishing school this year.
It doesn't matter. She's creating an income.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I was figuring. I figured that. I mean.
Yeah. Well, what I just tell you about your wife? I said you got income coming in. It's like the bees working for the nest. How many bees are feeding this nest? How many people are working in this nest? But you know what she does? Your daughter, you know what she does for where she works?
I believe she works at a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
But that's another thing too. My daughter, I don't see my daughter. She's keeping my daughter from me. She's saying that, oh, it's your daughter. She's doing whatever she wants. She's old enough. She can do whatever she wants.
Is there a custody order in place?
There is. We have police reports. We have everything. And that's what we're fighting too, parental alienation. That's what we asked for, to change this custody for the kids to come live here.
And then whenever I had told my daughter
So hold on. I'm sorry. I like to educate you when you say stuff, because no offense, but when you was talking, I started dozing off. Here we go. So you said that you asked for what now? What did you ask for?
Change of custody
for
the kids to come and live with him.
Gotcha. And you failed at that, right?
I mean, I don't know. The mediator submitted it to them, and then that's whenever she lost it.
Okay.
Got started being rude and whatever, and then they got off the meeting.
Yeah, only go to see the judge. Okay, so it's not called kids come live with us. It's not called that. It's called the mother is fostering a relationship with father and child. That's the legal terminology for it. Anything you ask for, anything other than that words, you will be at their mercy. You say, at this time, we are asking for full legal and physical custody due to the fact that the mother is fostering a relationship with father and child. If, in fact, you cannot give me this, based on police reports and the evidence that you said you had, if you cannot give me this, I need it explained to me in writing. Why not? Don't ever let nobody. That's why earlier when I asked you why, you said I don't know. When something is going on, don't ever let. This is why you only want to deal with a judge, as I stated. Don't ever go through something and simply just, and you don't realize it, but the why is where all the answers are, you know?
Right.
You sit down there and it's all rise, blah, blah, and the judge say, I'm going to do this. Okay, and then you can leave the courtroom. And then you're talking to somebody, how was court today? Oh, the judge, this and that. Why? I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Well, everything come with instructions. And speaking of instructions, when I said you do the page stub via the email, stop. Let me ask you a question. What's the highest? What's the extent of your education level? What's your education level? What's the highest education?
For him, it's some college.
Okay. So now some college now. So you're entering this entire arena, and with the great Dave Ramsey said that we comprehend on a second grade reading level. For you and I, even in Texas and here, that's 7 years old. Second grade is 7 years old. I'm sorry, 6 years old. So, but you went to college and you're going to court and you're not being understood, right? You're saying things and total opposite is happening. So my question to you, when you were sent the request for pay stubs, why did you send them?
I thought I was obligated to submit them.
Right. Okay. So
well, they did subpoena. The other lawyer did subpoena the check stubs.
Well, I'm glad you said that. We got something for that too. So they subpoenaed you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you go there and say things, they don't understand you. So why did you understand that subpoena?
Got it. Yeah.
I mean, I was in court one day and the judge said, what's the extent of your education level? I said, Your Honor, you're a judge, not a tutor. I don't understand this. I said, honestly, you should have sent somebody to my house with me to sit me down and help me understand this. I don't understand this.
Well, see, he said that before, but the judge ended up, on another thing, ended up basically awarding her what she wanted. And he sat there and didn't have a lawyer. He was there by himself. They didn't let me in the court. And then they just did not listen to him.
That's what I said. I said, I don't understand, Judge. I don't understand. He looked at me. He said, it's over. Mm-hmm. I said, I don't understand. What is going on? I don't understand. Mm-hmm. He said, it's over. And I had to walk out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the difference between what you said and what I'm saying is I just said you should have sent a tutor with me to break this down for me. You didn't say that. So when you say to the judge, I don't understand it, what you didn't say was, Your Honor, I would like for you to explain this to me, what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like for you to explain this to me. As I said, this is what I want. If not, I want an explanation. Everything that's happened to you or things that are being told to you, you need to stop understanding. We need to send this to you. I don't understand this. I bumped my head on. I was getting into bed last night and bumped my head on my pillow. You can say anything you want. Oh, you being a wise guy? For the record, I bumped my head on my pillow. I plead the Fifth Amendment to any further questions asking me about this document that I don't understand. It's not a crime to not comprehend.
Right.
You go there and you just participate in all this stuff and you can just shut it down. Once again, any talking you do, you incriminate yourself. All of our clients, when we put their paperwork into the courts, we say nonverbal testimony. I will swear in and plead the Fifth Amendment. You are not allowed to ask me any questions. We don't do no talking. That's no. Why would I want to come there and talk to a bunch of dummies? Why would I want to talk to a bunch of people that's going to flip what I say? Why would I want to talk to a bunch of people that just ain't going to understand me anyway for something else, for another thing going on? It will do me great pleasure to come to court and just twirl my thumbs while y'all try and fiddle with trying to get a one up on me, but you can't.
Okay.
And that's what it gets down to. When things aren't like you said, you said it earlier. You said her and the attorneys, they close their laptops, right?
Correct.
So what was that all about?
No idea. They just left the mediation.
Right.
Well, I think that she didn't like the fact that I had offered that half and half, and nobody pays child support.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why they wanted. They was acting. They was helping you understand that they're not trying to understand nothing you're saying, and they showed you better than they told you. You need to return the favor. But there won't be no laptops. You just say, I plead the Fifth Amendment to any further testimony. Or you can get specific. I plead the Fifth Amendment to any further testimony concerning my understanding of this document.
Okay.
It's all a game. You just got to know how to play it.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for me because I don't know how to play it, you know?
Well, like I said,
told us what to do to get it, as far as withdrawing it, and if they take you back to court, then we just modify the checks that you have and then submit that.
Yeah, and the reason why you're saying all the stuff you're saying is because what you need to do, stop going to court. When you go to court, it sounds like when you go to court, you go to court.
Yeah.
When I go to court, I'd be like at the supermarket. When I went to school and learned law, I never went to court after that. They thought I was there. I wasn't there. I was not there. This is why it's so easy for me to talk to, and I realize when I be talking to people, I'll be like, they haven't mastered that yet. They literally go to court. I don't go. Listen, let's just say this. Let me say this. If I killed 5 people, I'm going to go to court and you're going to have my fullest attention. I'm listening to everything. Well, Your Honor, when the car plowed into the people, also 4 other people broke their neck, and oh God, I'm paying attention. But this is all staged. It's all staged. It means nothing. No judge or attorney can tell you one law governing family court. They don't exist. They don't. I did a video about that and I had an attorney come up there and dance around the whole video except the one question that I said. One thing I said, go ask an attorney. There are no laws governing family court. It's all a joke. It's a facade. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's what it is. And the more you go and take your brain there, the worse you are. The more tricks you believe in. The old egg, three nut Molly, whatever, 3-card Molly nonsense that they like to play. That's their best game that they play is 3-card Molly. It's the best one, and you fall for it.
Yeah. Okay. And they had brought up a drug test. I am dirty.
What was that drug test about, though? You was asking for custody or something?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And so when you say dirty, what, marijuana?
Yes, marijuana.
Okay.
And it's not it's over here. I don't know if you know down here in Texas, but they just write you a ticket and they just let you go. Like they don't arrest you.
But consumption is illegal in Texas.
But I'm just curious. You actually took a drug test for custody?
No, we have not yet.
No, we have not yet. But they brought it up. My lawyer had looked at me and said, "Are you smoking marijuana?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "That might be bad, so we might not be able to go to trial, or I might screw myself in trial."
And explain to me how you're going to screw yourself in trial smoking marijuana when the former president of the United States, say he smoked it. Go.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Only because it's illegal in Texas. Consumption, that would be classified as endangerment of a child, wouldn't it, if you're under an illegal substance?
Okay. So when they would have to do a whole bunch of when you took it, was a child with you when you took it? They're selling you a fear tactic. That's what they're selling. It's all fear. You can say I went to California and smoked it. Huh?
Yeah, that's true. We do have. Yeah, we have traveled.
Right.
So yes, that is true.
You don't just submit to their narrative of what it is.
Okay.
Right.
You don't.
We give them too much information. We're too honest.
Right. Out of fear, though, and thinking that you're talking to a hearing officer anyway. When they say anything like you smoke marijuana, yeah, I went to a marijuana smoking party. Oh, did you? Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. That trip to California was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yep, California. Simple. You don't sit down there and I just said it was smoke and mirrors, man. That's all it is. It's funny.
Right.
When people hire us, what we say to them is, let's start having some fun. It's a joke. And these family court attorneys, they want to play like they're a defense attorney. Excuse me. They idolize defense attorneys. They want to be like a defense attorney. Oh, I had a dad came in there and I did a toenail jam sculpt. Oh, for real? Yeah, I found out that he was smoking Guatemala sauce in his toenail jam. Oh, you're good. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Got it.
It's nothing. It's nothing. I promise you. It's nothing.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, because that's one of my concerns. It's kind of like, we're going to hurt him with his kids, and, what if they take time away from him? It's just, it worries me a lot.
How far are you from California, the state line of California?
I don't know. I mean, it took us 3 hours when we flew.
Okay. Yes. What part of Texas are you in?
Houston.
Oh, wow. I love Houston. Wow. Came to Houston twice when I used to hang out in Austin, Texas. Yeah, Texas is something, man. You can drive 10 hours and still be in Texas.
Yeah, we've driven. Yeah, we know. We have driven to Montana, and the longest part was getting out of Texas.
Yeah. That's what I love about Texas, boy. And them damn vultures on the side of the road, boy. They look like people.
Yes.
The hell are those things right there? The first time I was in Texas was in 88. I came to Texas in 88. And man, from Newark, New Jersey, the inner city, grew up hanging out in Brooklyn, New York, and to be out in Texas. And then a friend of mine got stationed in El Paso, and we went to go see him. And we're driving, man, and I'm like, oh shit, man, those things are moving. And when we drove past them, I said, holy Jesus. I've never seen them coming east. I've never seen them, but yeah. So you just gotta, like I said, they're just trying to play like this is an act of, and when it comes to marijuana, like I said, you got to know how to rebuttal what they say. Like I said, President Clinton admitted to smoking marijuana.
Right.
So what is the art? Ask them if they say you smoking marijuana, say what statistical study exists that you're trying to make a reference to. You got to ask them for stats. Like I said, the judge asked me, you don't understand? I said, Your Honor, you're a judge, not a tutor. Not going to let you assess. Now you want to be a tutor because you want to justify me being wrong. So if you go in there and you just smoked weed and you just smoked it the night before and they drug test you, you came back dirty. Okay, you submit my test as evidence? Yeah, against me or for me? Because you could say now that he smoked weed, he's the best dad in the world. No, we ain't doing that. We're going to submit the evidence that you the worst person in the world. Are you? Going to have to submit the statistical stats to go with that.
Got it. Okay.
That's the game.
Right.
That's the game. That's the freaking game.
Yes.
When they say something,
Pretty much what we need to do is just go ahead and let go. I just want to make sure I understood completely. We can go ahead and let go of our lawyer, submit the withdrawal of, the child support, and if they come back and they say about, going to court, then we modify his check stubs and just keep quiet.
Yep, stay a step ahead of them. Just stop talking. Realizing that everything they say, they are using against you. It says it. Everything you say can and will be used against you. Not can and might, not can and will. Think about it. They're using everything you're saying against you.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, so can they bring up the last court date and say, well, you said this last time? Well,
yeah, of course they did.
Right.
Guess what? We talked about that already. That was yesterday.
I'm sorry. I just caught myself.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday, listen, I'm going to tell you some true stuff what's going on with me right now. This is true. I'll be 55 this year. I have never in my life took off this 3 weeks is 21 days. I think I take off on average 21 days every 2 years. You cannot get me to not work. I'm a workaholic. This is why I have the life that I have. I am teaching myself how to relax, how to stay. The art that I finally figured out at 54 years old. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere. I don't have a wife. Just me and my dog, and just relax. And just don't do nothing. Now, yesterday, and I can tell you the day I had the meeting with myself, April 13th. April 13th, I woke up and said, Chris, you'll be all right, man. I work my ass off because I think that I'm going to be broke. And people are like, you broke? You playing, right? Come on, man. And I'm like, nah, man, I got to work. Nah, man, I got to work. I don't have no bills. I make a ton of money. I have no bills. So I just woke up April 13th, last month, and said, I'm going to stop. And I have taken 3 days off in a row, 4 days off. I leave the house now probably 2 days out of the week. So this is today. This is me today. So change. You could change anything. You could wake up and change. They don't get to direct your life to fit the narrative that they want to put on you. And that's what we think about courts. It's what they say about us that is right. Like I said, if they telling me we want your financial records, I'm going to build a lemonade stand, lemonade, 8-ounce cups, $250. I'm going to show them a picture of that. That's where I work at. I don't care what everybody else do. That's what I do. I don't care what everybody else do. I don't care about that. This is what I do. Well, you don't make no money about that. Let that be my problem. It's my problem. Why do you care about me? I sell a half a cup of lemonade a month. Let me enjoy my $125.
Right.
You know?
Gotcha.
So then I have just one more question for you. I heard you say about, you have your clients.
Mm-hmm.
If let's say, it doesn't go in our favor, we make another mistake or whatever, are we able to contact you and hire you?
Yeah. I know. I charge $500 for 3 months.
Okay.
That's what I try. And what I do, let me tell you what I do. I am a ghost. You're the only one that's just going to know me. If I send a letter to the judge for investigation purposes, that's when I'll come out of the shell and say, hey, man, Chris Smith, National Fathers League of Dads. Listen, we got our clients that came to your courtroom. And they said, you did this, this, and this. You do know the Constitution states that you can't do that. Were you playing? Did you have a lapse in understanding? Or were you just, doing what every other judge do? But other than that, when you get paperwork, and they say XYZZYA, you call us up, you say, hey, listen, they suing me for for I got to buy the kid extra sneakers. All right. Then what we do is we create a summary for you. Child support, according to every law, child support, this falls under needs for support. Support got this covered. There is no additional for sneakers, right? And then you put your paperwork in, blah, blah. See attached. See summary attached. The summary that you attach is what we're saying. So we do all the writing and we all the talking. And normally what we put at the bottom is no nonverbal testimony. This petition is my testimony. I will swear in and plead a fifth. Do not, under no circumstances, ask me any questions. So you don't have to go in there. You can take a nap, take your best sandwich in there. If they let you eat in the courtroom, you can just do whatever. But if you think like the average individual, we had a client about 3 weeks ago. He goes to court. He does that in New York. And the mother says something crazy. And but blah, 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 blah. I said, you just forfeited your right to see the judge. He asked to see the judge. And he goes in there, he swears in, he says, I would like this matter to go before a judge, the hearing officer. You can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. She said, you can't do that. And then he answered her. I said, you know what happened when you answered her, right? You forfeited the marks you want to go to the judge. You forfeited that. You just said, I want this matter to go before the judge. You say nothing else. You don't need to say anything else. When the federal courts look at your testimony and they're going to say, well, he didn't say anything. They can say right there, well, it says right there, he said he wanted this matter to go before the judge. And then I tell people, you see this when you watch the first 48. You see these guys in interrogation room and they go in there and they tell LL Cool Smooth or whatever his dumb jiggy name is, hey, yeah, we went on your Facebook and we seen that you was toting a gun. You said you a banger dude. You said you don't play that. You'll kill a grandma if she don't give you her money. Boy, you said all this stuff. You said you was rough and tough. Yeah. So that's the same gun that killed this person. I plead the fifth. I don't want to talk without my attorney. They stopped talking to him, right?
Right.
You don't say anything else after that. That's what it gets down to. It's the same thing. All these rules intertwine. You just don't realize it.
Right, that makes sense.
All right?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much for your time, and I really do appreciate all the information. And you are available, so
Yeah.
if we reach out to you, do we just say something like we've spoken to you before?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm good on my end. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good on my end, man. I appreciate everything, man. I
You
really do.
you got it. You guys have a good one, all right?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You bet. Listen, I love when a couple, I love it when a couple comes and asks me for help. I think that it's the best thing in the world. I truly think that a lot of you individuals that got a wife or got somebody in your life, you guys really don't realize how much you got it made. But that went well. Hope you guys learned something from it. If in fact you need me for my one-on-one consultations, 732-875-9111. Catch you on the next one.